What's up, my crypto legends? This right over here is the weekly chart for Bitcoin. And in today's episode, what I want to show you is that this area is very likely going to be an accumulation zone. And we're going to see some pumpy action in the next coming weeks. And I'm going to prove to you why with volume profile. Now, back in the summer, I remember a lot of people calling this a redistribution and that we were going to come to much lower levels. I was saying that this was an accumulation zone, especially by reading the volume profile. And this is why I'm going to prove you in today's episode how this is very likely going to be an accumulation zone. We're also taking a look at Bitcoin on the daily, on the 4 hourly to see the immediate short term. And we're taking a look at Avalanche currently pumping, also Phantom currently pumping, and we are going to analyze the situation because I think all-time highs is very likely in the coming weeks. So make sure to stay tuned. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus new to channel. Make sure to subscribe, daily TA on Bitcoin crypto. Also do live streams to connect with the community, guys. Now, take a look at the Bitcoin price here. I just want to show you how this is very likely going to be an accumulation zone, and we can just hop in the 4 hourly chart, okay? Because we just want to see the volume profile from this area, okay? But I want to show you why this right over here was an accumulation zone, okay? It was because there was more buying pressure on the lower side of these wicks, okay? And this is looking at the weekly chart. And the selling pressure right over here was very low. And a way to read this is by using the normal volume, okay? Which is this one right over here. And another way is by using the volume profile, which is very effective. And in the case of BTC, we can see that there was more volume traded on the lower part than on the upper part of this trading range, right? So what does this mean? If the whales move the market, what are they going to do on the lowest part? Are they going to try to buy or sell? Well, usually on a lower part of a range, they buy, and at the top of the range, they sell, right? And if it's going to be an accumulation zone to start seeing a breakout to the upside, which happened here, then we can clearly see that if there's higher volume on the lower side of this range, this means they are buying. They are buying at the lower range of a square, right? As you can see here, of a trading range. If the volume would be higher at the top of this range, it would be very likely to be a distribution because they are selling very highly at the top of the range, right? So just to explain you why this was an accumulation, because there was more volume traded on the downside from this range. Also, what I want to show you here on the 4 hourly, why this, okay, because we just want to zoom in and check out the volume from this range. We don't want to take a look at the range from here, which is at the same levels. We want to just take a look at the volume profile that has been traded at this zone right now, okay? We do have a clear zone, right, which is in between the $51,000-$52,000 because we hit here once, okay, 2, 3 times. So we do have a clear resistance above us, and we also have a clear support where we do have these 4 hourly closes around this range. So we're going to stay in between $45,000, right, which would be the extreme low where we have been bouncing a few times, and the 52,000, okay, peak right there. So this is a trading range where we are currently trading right now, okay? Now, if we do see the volume profile from this traded range, we have a huge amount of volume traded at this area, okay, which is in between the $46,000 and $48,000 range, okay? So this is very likely, in my opinion, by looking at the volume profile, is an accumulation zone, because of the massive amount of volume that there is at these lower levels. If the whales wanted to push the price much lower, and this trading zone right over here where we were trading back on the 7th of December, also on the 23rd of December, also on the 27th, we can see that the volume is very low on the volume profile. If this were to be a redistribution event after this massive fall, I can assure you there would be massive spikes here in volume profile because they have been selling heavily at this top range, okay? Especially right over here. they would be selling heavily right at this range, okay, and then continue selling pressure. Now, if you do start seeing an accumulation zone right over here, in this case, it has been well over 3 weeks now, so it's going to be just 1 month because the drop here was on the 4th of December. Currently, it is the 1st of January. So this is telling me that this is very, very likely just a massive accumulation zone, and we're very, very likely going to see some bumpy action in the next coming weeks. Now, this doesn't mean that tomorrow or in the next couple of days we are going to start seeing BTC making, really parabolic price action. No, there is a possibility, and we'll go through this tomorrow, that we are maybe going to see lower levels. Remember, guys, a few days ago we were talking about this scenario over here playing out potentially on the BTC price. You can check that video. I'll be leaving a card on top of my head right now, so you can check that video. We analyze every single step here that this could be playing out, and we could see the BTC price come all the way down to that very, very low 40k levels. Just something very similar price action that happened here back in late July. Okay, so that is still a scenario that could happen, and in my opinion, that is going to be one of the best buying opportunities. Now, one of my other targets here, what are my targets if we are in accumulation zone here, and we are going to start seeing some bumpy action in the next coming weeks, because it's very, very likely, okay, that after this, bumpy action that we do have in the next coming weeks, we're not going to go straight to all-time highs, okay? Everybody's going to get excited. Everybody's going to expect that, okay? We're going to start breaking $52,000, $53,000. Everybody's going to come very, very bullish. But there is a major level that we're going to have a lot of resistance. And one of the only tools that I like to use is the volume profile to take a look at this major resistance, right? And taking a look here on the chart, it is right over here, as you can see. Let me just go to the daily, because then we can zoom out and take a look at this entire range. And this right over here, guys, is the $57,000, $58,000, where I do believe strongly that once we finish this accumulation zone right over here on BTC, we are going to start pumping very, very fast, in my opinion, to this area in the next coming weeks. And this area is going to be heavily resistance because of the massive spike here in volume profile. Now, if we do pump to this area by the 8th or 7th of January, so this would be already next week, very, very possible, guys. We've seen BTC pump, easily $10,000 in less than a week. So this could very much happen. Then we also going to get resistance from this major support of these high lows. So there's everything is aligning that that area is going to be very, very strong, by next week, if we do start seeing that pump action, right? Because we've got the higher low here, support turning into resistance, very, very likely. We could hit this level on the 7th, 12th, 13th of January, and it's, it is also round about that $58,000. And another reason why this is going to be resistance, because of this massive drop that we've had, okay? This is all an entire impulse, and now it is very, very likely, like I said, that we are going to have that kind of retracement, that relief rally. And we are going to start hitting some important fib levels. If we take a look at the top to the bottom of this dump, then yes, exactly that. 62% golden pocket ratio level is the $58,000. So everything is pointing out that it's, we are going to see that, pump after this accumulation zone. It maybe not going to be tomorrow, maybe not going to be in the next coming days. I think by next week or so, we are going to see this kind of price action, and we are going to get heavily rejected, okay? Or maybe a consolidation around that range, but we'll analyze the situation as soon as that happens. That is my prediction, guys. That is my reading, looking at the volume profile, that this is very likely going to be an accumulation zone. So let's have a quick dive here into Phantom and Avalanche. We're going to go first on Avalanche, guys, because we did see here on AVAX that we did get strongly supported, all right? Just a little bit of fake out areas right there. we were calling perfectly the major resistance here and to have a correction down to the low $100. We just hit $98. So yeah, basically we did come down here to this major support level. We're getting a bounce beautifully right now, and AVAX is starting to pump. Now I believe so that we are going to come all the way up here in the next coming days. It might be by next week, to again retest the $127 major resistance zone, guys. And I think this is not going to be in a straight line in between tomorrow and today. We could come back down and retest this area, so stay very, very cautious with the volatility. Everything is playing out beautifully because we have been, you know, nailing Avalanche basically since we were breaking out. Okay, here we were talking about this bump and run scenario on Avalanche with this consolidation. As soon as we broke out, we were extremely bullish. We knew that we were going to get resistance here at that $127 range. We knew we were going to retrace from here at this potential level, and now we are getting that bounce beautifully, guys. So stay cautious. My target here on Avalanche in the next coming days potentially is going to be again the $127 range, where we could have an attempt on breaking it, because it's going to be the fourth retest, as you can see here on the chart. So this is something that we're going to pay attention, all right, in the next coming days, also on the live streams. So let's jump into Phantom, because a lot of people were losing faith on Phantom. They did have a problem, okay, because they did get a hack of $30 million, if I'm not wrong. And a lot of people were very worried with the Phantom network. So a lot of people losing faith here. And yeah, basically Phantom on the charts was looking pretty bullish. We were seeing the breakout here from this lower high major resistance on Phantom. We saw this beautiful consolidation, and I was really bullish here. We were posting on Twitter, we were talking on the live streams that we were very likely going to attempt to break the $1.80, $2 range. We broke it beautifully, guys. Now we've consolidated, and yeah, it's looking very nice here on Phantom. We're currently trading at $2.50 while I'm doing this video. Are we going to manage to break this major resistance? I got a box right over here, and the reason why is because we have been trading here at resistance and as support beautifully, as you can see on the chart. So if we do break this level, I think, you know, at least to hitting the $2.80, $2.90, it is going to be blue skies for Phantom. If we do have a retracement in the next coming days after a successful breakout, in my opinion, that is going to be an excellent buy zone, because all-time high basically is inevitable after breaking this last major resistance, in my opinion. Okay, guys, so I am currently trading Bitcoin on Bybit. I'm in a long position. Remember, guys, I'm in a swing trade because I think that this is going to be an accumulation. I'm planning to hold this trade for the next coming weeks. I have a target of $57,000, $58,000. It's not going to be an easy ride. We might be seeing some price action to the downside. I am planning to add to my position if that happens. Remember, the KASTA IEO is live right now. You got still 3 days. Remember, you got the best bonus down below for Bybit. You got all the instructions down below in the KASTA section in the description. Make sure to check out Bitcoinsensus website. We've got the latest news and technical analysis. Check out my Bybit and PrimeXBT tutorial to learn how to trade on those platforms. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.